Welcome to the ACT system. I really applaud everybody that takes this mental step to take care of their physical body. Now, the ACT system has two acts, obviously, because it's called ACT. Now, we've got assessment, control, and transformation, and the second act consists of alignment, customization, and tracking. And we're going to have a great journey here, really enjoyable journey. I love going through this course with people. Now, there are three cornerstones that I want you to bear in mind throughout the whole course, okay? The first one is kind of obvious. It's talking about the whole idea of developing greater control of your body and mind. Now, you're going to do that by following this step-by-step process. It's very important to realize that while we are going to be using our mind to control our bodies, we still have to do work. We still have to do the workouts. You still have to eat healthily. That's what the Food Matters category is all about, and what the Getting Sweaty category or modules are all about. Now, the thing is, we need both. Most people are just focusing on the push-ups and veggies, so to speak. They're just focusing on the technicalities of what they need to do to get their body into shape. But it's really, really important. I would argue that it's even more important to figure out how you're going to change your mind to make those things easy and automatic. So this is a system about how to make those push-ups and veggies easy and automatic. So the second thing I want you to think about is how to do it when you don't feel like it. That's very important, because lots of us, including myself, I have to be honest, you don't feel like working out every single day. You don't feel like putting healthy food in your mouth every single day. Some days you just have off days. So how are we going to keep the consistency? That's the second cornerstone that I want you to think about. You're going to create your own solutions, make permanent changes versus temporary changes. I don't like temporary changes. This is a program about lasting change, and you're going to flush out those root causes that are kind of derailing us from our quest to become mentally and physically healthy. The third thing I want you to think about is independence. We want to put the whole system on autopilot. You don't want to rely on me or your neighbor or your spouse or your training partner to get the job done. You're going to learn how to do it yourself. Okay, so these are the three things in summary. You're going to develop greater control of your body and mind. You're going to understand how to get off your backside when you need to, and you're going to learn how to do it all on autopilot, DIY. You're going to make it as easy and automatic as possible. So what does this do for you? Well, if you do follow the steps and you do find your own solutions and you do become independent, bottom line is it makes that push-up and veggie fight easier to win. That's all it's about. It's just about doing the stuff that we already know we should do. How do we get our minds acclimatized to be able to make it easy? Well, I wouldn't say super easy, but make it automatic. You don't want to have to try to G yourself up all the time, and I'll repeat that constantly. So we're at the first step here, assessment. Now, assessment consists of just one chapter. It's called How Odd Are You? How O.D.D are you? Now, that will make a little bit more sense later on in this first step, but just want you to bear that in mind. So let's think about this. Most people, I would say, start back to front. What am I talking about there? They try to get in shape first and then wonder how to stay in shape. Now, what's the result of that kind of behavior? I think you know where I'm headed here. Most people fail. They fail to get in shape. And if they are able to get in shape, they find it really difficult to keep in shape. I'm sure you know somebody like this, or people that have been through this. Okay, maybe you're even somebody like this yourself, okay? So you've got to think differently. You've got to think, how am I going to begin my journey? If I'm going to take the path, you know, the road left traveled, how am I going to be different from other people and make sure that I stack the odds in my favor so that I win? Well, the first thing you want to do is find out where you are today, your position A, I call that. Then you're going to know your destination, that's your position B. And very simply, I want you to plan your route and use your vehicle. That is the ACT system. Now, mental strength is your vehicle here. This is your powerful, powerful vehicle. You're in possession of your powerful vehicle right now. It will make more sense as we get on. So that's the vehicle that's going to get you from A to B. Now, your starting point, position A, we have three modules in the Body Mind Synergy system. Number one, the between the ears section, how odd are you? That's what we're dealing with right here. But on the technical side of things, getting sweaty, you can discover your position A by doing the fitness tests right now, because you've got fitness tests for all levels. You've got newbie, you've got challenger, and you've got boss. So you can start getting sweaty. You can start applying this information right now and find out what where you are on the fitness test. And with the food matters, very simply, you can just keep your food diary. Now, by that I mean you just look, say, over the course of a week, you just record everything you consume, everything you eat and drink. Now, by doing the fitness test and by keeping the food diary, it may well be very confronting. I can definitely acknowledge a lot of people that I've asked to do this find it very confronting, but we need to do it. You need to be able to stare at what it is that you're doing. You need to be able to know where you are so that you can objectively measure your progress. So, all right, please don't skip over this. Now, in the Body and Mind Synergy logo, you will see that there's an umbrella, and it's very important to express that to people, because in the back of your mind, I want you to realize that it's an umbrella for your own self-protection against your best friend and your worst enemy, which is yourself, against things like motivations, beliefs, obstacles, and values that are derailing you from your quest to become mentally and physically healthy. So what we want to do is be able to deal with that, and we will definitely be dealing with that in the subsequent chapters. There is already enough push-up and veggie information out there, okay? It's not that I want to add even more to it. We're almost drowning in this information. Check the number of search results in Google for how to lose weight, all right? You just type in the string, how to lose weight. Actually, let me do it now. I'm gonna go to Google and let's just type in how to lose weight. Okay, let's see what we get. Can you see that? In 0.38 seconds, they found 102 million pages with the word how to lose weight on it. That's astounding, 102 million. Well, some might argue, the skeptics might say, well, they're just pages with these 4 words, how to lose weight, in them, not in that order. If we put them in inverted commas, apparently, this, they tell me, will tell you exactly how many pages there are with those words in that order. And what have we got? 34.9 million. That's a lot of pages, 34.9 million pages. I'm not going to add another one and say, wade through all the other stuff and get to mine. I've got the way, I know how to lose weight, okay? There is enough information out there. It's not about adding more to it. So please bear that in mind, because it's insane. We're drowning in information. So if there is so much information out there, it cannot be about the amount of information we need. It's not that we need more. So what is the problem? In my opinion, it's doing what you know. That's the greater challenge. That's where the problem lies. All right, and that's what we're going to be dealing with in this course. Now, your umbrella, your motivation, belief, obstacle, and value, or EMBOV umbrella as I call it, is for self-protection, and it creates the mindset. It's really about mindset, and that mindset is for you to be able to do what you know. Please bear that in mind. That is what we're after. This program is all about how you do it when you just don't feel like it. People think you're a personal trainer, you're a mental coach, you must be as high as a kite all day long, always wanting to train. Of course not. I'm a human being. My blood is red and warm like yours. I don't feel like it all the time, but I can tell you, or I can show you techniques of how to be able to change your lifestyle so that it becomes kind of something that you find easier and automatic to keep up, rather than having to G yourself up all the time. So I'm going to ask you a question. What will separate you from those that fail? Yeah, what is going to make you different from others? It does remind me of punters that enter a casino, you know. I mean, is it going to be the fitness program, or special equipment, or life circumstances? What is it that's going to be different from all of the other millions of people running around? What's going to be different for you? Okay, in my old days, in my old life, I used to go to casinos, actually. This is a literal example. And I used to gamble, and I used to think I can win, I can beat the bank. You know, I'm not the only one that thought that. And of course, I came second in a big way. But the thing is, I thought, like most of the punters that enter the casino, I was very optimistic, and most leave not quite as happy as when they entered, okay? And it's the same thing with health and fitness. Most people start a program, and after a little while, they get a little bit disillusioned. They can't keep it up. So I want you to realize that you can't gamble with your health in this way. You have to be different. Think, what is going to separate me from the others? Now, I've got some good news for you. You don't need to be perfect. Yes, I might suggest, or I do suggest, working out, say, 5 times per week. 5 times a week? I can't manage that. Well, 5 times a week, half an hour. You can do it at home, you can do it in a hotel room, you can do it anywhere where there's space, okay? And I'm gonna suggest that you follow some food principles. Now, 5 times a week working out seems like a lot. If you want your results, I have to be honest with you, you don't get them by just sitting down on your couch. But at the same time, maybe 5 times is not necessary for you. Maybe you need to work out a little bit less, maybe a little bit more is required. But I need to tell you what you need to do to get your results. Now, it's not mostly about the number of times that you work out. It's more the objections that we have to being able to do that, the perceived difficulty. That's what the problem is. People think, well, I can't do it because I have to look after the kids when I get home, or I'm working really late, and there's no way, and I just don't feel like it. There's no way I'm going to do 5. That's normally the objection, okay? Now, the thing is, you don't need to be perfect. Nobody is perfect. Not even people that work out 5 times a week or 7 times a week are perfect. But you just need to have to do enough right. You need to realize that you will pay one price or another when it comes to health and fitness. The price for success is you need to be able to, of course, do your push-ups and veggies, and you need some time and discipline to learn some new habits, and that will lead to your success. Or you have the price of failure. That is poor food choices, being lazy, not changing your rhythm, living on excuses, poor condition, overweight, low energy, and embarrassment. Oh, horrible, depressing. The thing is, you're going to pay one or the other. That's just a fact of life. Choose one. Choose one. Okay, if you're here, I'm assuming that you're going to choose the price of success, and I'll show you how to get through this. I'm going to tell you about my personal motivation, because people often ask me, why do you do what you do? Now, for me, age doesn't necessarily mean old, in inverted commas. By that, I mean that people seem to think as soon as they get into their maybe late 20s, even 30s and beyond, that they're going to fall off this health cliff suddenly. You know, just life is over. I couldn't do what I could do in my 20s, and I'm 35 now, and that's just life. You know, I remember I saw a guy at the gym, and he was like, I think he was barely 40, and he had a big belly, and nothing wrong with that, but he was just looking at me and he said, you know what, I'm 40, I can have a big belly, that's just how it is, that's just life. I kind of respected his opinion. I mean, who am I to say, no, you're wrong? But I was thinking to myself, why would you settle for less when you don't need to? If you just realize that you could actually get more, why would you settle for less? Okay, now I think that we become seriously indoctrinated by the world around us. We don't think about what it is that we're doing. And if we are getting old too quickly, we need to be able to know how to get around that. What can we do about it? So for me, for some reason, I like to do loads of pull-ups. I don't know. I think it's because my dad bought pull-up a chin-up bar when we were very young at home, and we were just pulling up for fun, you know, when you just work out and see how many pull-ups can you do, and maybe you can do 1 or a half or 3 or whatever. And I just grew up with this pull-up bar, and I just thought, I wonder if I can always do the same number of pull-ups as my age. At age 11, I was able to do 11, and I just remember having this childish, this immature thing in my head. I wonder if I'm 25, if I can do 25, and it just kept going on and on and on. I thought, what if I can do 40 when I'm 40? Sure. Now my aim is not to make you into some kind of pull-up king or queen. That's absolutely irrelevant for 99% of people that I work with. But what is important is that you give yourself a goal that is important to you. You need to find a personal motivation, and this is what you do. This is how you begin it. You create a list of emotive reasons. Now, I want you to use positive reasons and concentrate on what you want, not on what you don't want. You don't get peace by hating war, not in this business. Now, I also want you to realize that you can use negative reasons as well. They're still valid. A lot of people say, I don't want to get a heart attack. I don't want to whatever, you know? Now, it's not very nice. Who wants a heart attack? Nobody wants a heart attack, all right? So you can still have negative reasons, but I do want you to make sure you have positive reasons as well. We don't just want to be running away from something. This brings us to the first exercise. Your compelling reasons for change. This is a very, very simple and a very, very important exercise. Please do this. Here goes. Now, what I want you to do is just list your compelling reasons. It's a very simple but a really, really important exercise because you're going to need these reasons for the following chapters. So you're going to list your compelling reasons, and then I would say temporarily stick them on a fridge door or a desk or a ceiling or a bathroom mirror, any place where you'll see it every day that is not embarrassing. I don't want you to start embarrassing yourself. Later on, we will internalize the list and rip it down off the fridge door or wherever you've stuck it, but just do that for now, please. Now, a word on housekeeping. I know that we don't have all day. This is an exceptionally long video clip. Normally they will be about 10 minutes in length so that you can get an injection of information and then go about your day. If you can't finish a whole chapter in one go, that's not a problem. So I think that's all for now. That's the end of the first part. Please fill in those compelling reasons, stick them someplace visible that's not embarrassing, and then join me for the next part. Take care.